Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to talk about AirPods Pro 3, which I've just got like 2 hours back from the Apple Arcade. So this is just the box, carry bag and the box. This is the same box which you're gonna get. So with the Pro 3, you will get the AirPods with the case, some booklets, and the tips. Like there won't be any cable, charging cable or anything like that. I'm not sure if there's any Apple sticker. It doesn't look like there's any Apple sticker. So let's keep this aside and let's talk about the AirPods. So this is the first gen, this is the third gen. So what is the difference that I've noticed and why I purchased this when I have this? I will tell you each and everything. Also we will talk about KZ ZSN Pro X briefly. So I've been using these for like 3 years or 3.5 years. I got them when Apple announced AirPods Pro 2. I was not aware about that, so I got that and was in loss. So the reason I got these over this is because like my Apple Care was expired 1.5 year back, and now the right AirPod is making some crackling sound, like crackling sound, not saying very weird sound. It does not sound good, but like since I'm used to it and into the ecosystem, so I've been using these. I've tried to use these like KZ ZSN Pro X. I used to use this when I didn't have these AirPods. So I was using these with this DAC. This is also from KZ. These sounds good for the price, like around 1800 something plus 1000 something for the DAC. So I was using this with my S23. The sound quality was good, but like it was very sharp. It is very sound signature, but it was hurting my ears. It was not that comfortable as compared to AirPods. And why these become so bad and the crackling sound is because I go out for the walk almost on a regular basis and I sweat a lot, like a lot. And back then there was no IP rating for this one, if I'm not wrong. So I got this replaced like 3 times under the Apple Care. So I'm glad I bought the Apple Care with this. So I got 3 pairs of AirPods Pro, like 3 new pairs technically, with my Apple Care with the first gen. But after Apple Care got expired and I've been using this, but because of the sound I was not able to utilize it. So Apple announced AirPods Pro 3. So this one has IP57 rating, if I'm not wrong. That will be the biggest difference for me, and apart from that, the sound quality. So when I was traveling in the cab, like with this one, I used to get some weird sound. Like if you're inside a train, you get the similar sound, and while you're traveling inside a cab, there's a similar sound. Like even with the active noise cancellation on, it was there, and it like impacts the music overall listening experience. But with this, that has been reduced to like 90%. I can barely hear it, but I was not able to compare it side by side because these were not charged. So let me give it a try and try to listen to the same music. Even though the right AirPod is bad, but still we will be able to get the real idea and the real-time expressions and the experience. So I'm gonna play some song. Before that, let me try with this is the ANC on, and it is like a vacuum. It is still working perfectly fine, and the transparency was already perfect. Yeah, there was no issue with the transparency. Yeah, it is fine. So let me try with the Pro 3. How is the ANC? Okay, like it has, I guess I'm on adaptive mode if I'm not wrong. It is on transparency. So now it is on noise cancellation. Why it is switching back to transparency again? As soon as I start speaking, it is switching back to transparency for some reasons. Okay, if I'm not speaking at all, then the noise cancellation, yes, it does feel like it is 4x. I'm not really sure. I cannot comment on the numbers like the episode, but it is way stronger than my first gen. Like you are inside a room with these, but this is the first gen sounds like you can hear some noise. It is not omitting all the noises. AC is running in the other room and the other machines, but with this one it's all gone. And with this one, the other thing which I liked is the adaptive mode, but I'm not sure why it is turning it on again and again, because when I start speaking from the noise cancellation, it is automatically turning back to transparency mode. Yeah, but with the adaptive, which I've used inside the cab, was like I was listening to music and the cab driver started talking and I responded. As soon as I responded, the music was cross faded in and out in between. Like it is doing automatically. I was not doing anything at all, but I was able to hear the driver properly and I was able to speak and I was able to hear myself as well. This is something cool. It was present in the AirPods second gen as well, but if you are coming from the first gen like me, you will notice a lot of difference. Apart from that, the sound of Siri, like if you have the Siri announcement on, like which I have, the sound is way clearer as compared to the AirPods first gen. And I'm sweating a lot again because there is noise inside this room. So let me try the transparency alone, if there is any difference. This is the transparency on the AirPods Pro 3. Now try with the AirPods Pro 2. Okay, with the AirPods Pro, now like I used to love the transparency on the AirPods Pro 1, but now it does not sound like it is transparency. I can feel that I have AirPods inside my ear. Earlier it used to be like I'm not wearing anything at all, but now I can feel it. Let me try again. Yeah, like it is adaptive, not transparent. See, now it is transparency. Yeah, like there's a big difference. Like not the active noise cancellation, but the transparency alone is also like 2 to 3 times better than the AirPods Pro 1. Like yeah, I cannot feel that I'm wearing anything. Like it does not sound artificial at all. So this is, yeah, it is much better. Okay, so transparency, active noise cancellation, it is much better. But like when for the first time when I used the AirPods Pro, I was like, it was a wow factor was there, like because these were my first earphones with the active noise cancellation and transparency. I've used Forza Metallo Wireless, yeah, that was the name. It was an Italian brand, but even though these had like V sound signature, if I'm not wrong, with V sound as well, they sounded way better than the AirPods Pro back in the day when I had it. And even though these has the like V sound signature, but it is not comparable at all to the V Modas which I used to have. But overall, AirPods Pro 1 was like better package with everything. But with these, the three, when I wear them inside the cab, it was not like wow factor. It was better. Like it is better for sure with these as compared to these, but not as that great. Like if you're coming from AirPods Pro 2, I believe you won't notice that much of a difference, if I'm not wrong, because with these I was not able to identify anything. But then I started to listening to song. Earlier I was listening to some funk music, then some lo-fi. I was not able to distinguish much of the difference. Like there was none at all. Then I started listening some proper songs, some piano, something like that. Then I was able to identify the instrument separation, the vocals, and the bass. Like there's one song which I've never heard that bass before, but when I started listening onto these earphones, like I was able to hear those notes which I was not able to hear before on these. So that is there. Plus these are pretty loud as compared to your AirPods Pro 1. Like I was on 75% of the volume and I was getting the similar output to AirPods Pro 1. So that is there. And the bass is obviously like it is much better than the AirPods Pro 1. Now the one thing which I did not like about these, like I was wearing them inside the cab for around 1 hour, and within 1 hour, like I was able to sense the pain inside my ear. It was not comfortable at all for me. Maybe because my ears are used to the Pro 1, that could be the reason. And it's been like 2 hours and I can't really comment whether it is comfortable or not, but within that journey it is not as comfortable as my first gen was. Like the pressure was there inside my ear because of the new foam tape, foam or silicone blend, or I'm not really sure, but it is not as comfortable. So if you're gonna purchase it, just do visit any of the Apple Store and do try them out. If you think these are not comfortable for your ear, then go for the Pro 2, I believe. Now let's test some music. So which one should I use? Let's try this. Bass is something which you will notice a lot, like a lot. Now let's try with these. When I'm comparing these two like side by side now, so the biggest difference is these one like 30% bass, this is like 80% bass. There's that much of a difference. And with this AirPods Pro 3, you are more like enveloped in the sound. It is not like directional. You can hear you're inside a room where music is playing and you don't know about the direction. It is not throwing the sound from inside each ear. It does not sound like that. As compared to AirPods Pro 1, let me try again. Yeah, so that is the biggest difference. With these, you are inside a room where the music is playing and you are not sure about the direction. It does not sound like you are wearing some sort of earphone and you are listening to some sort of voice or some music. With these, it is more like the music is directed towards your ear, but these sounded like you are inside a room. So these are different type of sound. Like it is not spatial sound, but it sounded more natural as compared to AirPods Pro 1. So that is there. So for the sound, I prefer these over these so far. But this is just my first overview. But if you want me to compare AirPods Pro 3 with these, I will do that. But these are much better as compared to these. Like, be it the size, the weight, the comfort. These are not as comfortable as the Pro 1, but comfortable than the ZSN Pro X because of the wire and the ear pain which I was getting. So this is my first take on the AirPods Pro 3. So far I'm loving it. Initially I was not that impressed, but when I started using them more and more, like the adaptive noise cancellation, I love that feature. And the bass, when I noticed that new note, I was getting goosebumps because it is way different than what I heard before. So that is there. So that's pretty much it for this video, and if you have any questions or anything you would like to know, do let me know in the comment section below, and I will catch you in the next one.